Hey, what's going on? This is Chuck Martin from CGM3 Productions. How are you on this beautiful weekend? I'm surprised it turned out to be a really nice, sunny day here in the Catskills, especially what we've had the last couple of days with the wildfires out of the north. And I pray everybody's safe and and in becoming of what's going to happen here. Last couple of days was kind of very, very interesting because this is the first time in a long time that I had to mask up because of the particulates in the air and how chemo and how the body responds to it. I was playing it safe and using a lot of common sense, and that's what we need in this day and age. It's a lot of common sense. Who's starting up these fires? Who's starting up this incredible um, changing and evolving of what's going on in the northern part of the United States. So it looks pretty well. We got the sunshine finally, blue skies, a little bit of the gray there, but not too bad. Anyway, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing well. Uh, obviously this is my 81st entry. 81st, wow, 81st, and it was definitely a light week with blood work. Now blood, my blood work, the red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, they're getting better. I could tell you that they're getting better because with the chemo that I've been under, for 30, going, past on 32, it's going to be my 33rd session coming up next week, next Friday, next Wednesday and Friday. It'll be very, very interesting. So, and that being said, I had a great visit with Dr. Modi, my oncologist, and kudos again. Shout out to an amazing crew every day, to the nurses and to the amazing staff, the infusion staff over at the New York Cancer Blood Center in Middletown. And I cannot, I am beyond words with these people. I am beyond words with these wonderful, wonderful superheroes, angels, the full 9 yards. Even though they try they try hard, and they do their job, and I commend them for amazing time. I wish I had earlier sessions, but it is what it is. Anyway, um, so Wednesday I got a chance to talk to Dr. Modi, and he gave me some concerning news. It's not too bad yet. It's concerning enough. Okay, I don't want to say it's not too bad, but it's not too good. But I'm saying not too bad yet. It's concerning, and it's always, with that. Kind of brought me down a little bit, and how to process the information in every which way. Well, let me tell you what the diagnosis, what he told me, and what we're looking at right now. The good news, I could tell you this. So on the contrast that I was doing the week before, that Monday, there was no condition. There was like no activity in the lungs. Everything looked pretty well, healthy, breathable, on the exception to the wildfires and whatnot. But that's beside the point. So the lung and that portion of it, the heart is doing, the lung area is doing pretty well. Now, when we get to the abdomen part, this is where it really shows concern. Okay, in it's this, it seems like we're seeing such an evolutionary change, and it's happening. You know, so I took it from grace. I took I'm very patient because it's under doctor's orders, and he's given me a couple of options with long this away, which I'll explain in a little bit. But let me tell you, in the liver, I still have cirrhosis from the and obviously from the side effects of the chemo, which is understandable. I already had the pneumonia shot, So it's kind of like, with everything else. Um, I should have asked them if I should get another shot again for HPV, which I did. I had the hepatitis shot years ago. So maybe something along that line. I don't know. We'll see about that. We're gonna probably, space it out and where we're gonna be doing with this. So the cirrhosis, it's there. Um, but I've been taking my tablets. I've been taking my water pills on a daily basis. Now, next week, as you may know, it's my chemo week, so I kind of have to do, you know, whatever today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's it until the following Saturday. So, plus I've been taking my D1, um, my calcium supplement. So it's, at least it's been going pretty well with that. So that's tomorrow, and that's a weekly dose. So at that point, we got that kind of figured out. Now, coming to the pancreas, okay, and this is where I get a little concerned, and you know, emotionally, I'm prepared for it. I had my tears. I'm not going to show my tears right now. Maybe a little bit because, put it this way, it's enlarged. Not to be alarming, okay. You know, it's been enlarged by 2 centimeters. Okay. So what Dr. Modi is recommending for me to have is probably, putting on another dosage of the chemo, which is going to be a little longer. And it's going to, like I said, hopefully we'll see some effects with it next few weeks, because in another 3 months, it's going to be another time for my contrast. So I already have my contrast done this July. So it's going to be August, September, and I have to go back to October. So I'm looking at the October date. So that's technically 3 months. And then along the line, I found out that I'm anemic. So this is where it's going to be a challenge, but I'm definitely, in one way, a strong warrior enough, and I can, be patiently with it, persevering and hopeful. So starting right after that chemo period, next, not next week, but the week after, in 2 weeks, besides the blood work, I'm going to be having my iron infusion. So yeah, so I'll be able to have because of the lack of iron in my system, because of the obviously with the chemo. I mean, I'm trying to think of iron-rich foods like liver, basically anything, which I love liver. I love sauteed with onions, breadcrumbs. Now I'm getting a little hungry with that. But some people say, "Oh, you like liver? Ew." I'm like, "No, cooked liver is phenomenal." Having leafy greens that have a lot of, like spinach, baby spinach, the leaf spinach, that's, definitely part of the iron part of it. So it kind of, but on the eating of it, I definitely have to get an iron infusion. So we'll see where this is all going to go within, with these next few months, and setting up, trips down back and forth, which has gotten crazy this summer, to be honest with you. I'm not putting a public service message out there, but use common sense, people, please. There are many people that are going, back and forth. And if you need to travel, please drive carefully, drive safe, watch out for others as well. Because, I may be walking across the street, or I may be taking a, you know, transportation down to where I'm at. Just take it easy. That's all I'm saying. Because I'd rather be there safely and whatnot. So be safe, be calm, be cool. You have, You got the remaining part of the summer yet. And again, I'm continuing to fight on. And sometimes it does get a little tiring and get a little bit emotional, but in one way or another, um, having people in my life, like going out, two amazing people right now, and even from the get go, but currently right now, to Jerry, thank you for the other day. Really appreciate the chat and where we're going from here. And Nina, obviously, and I'm going to be doing another video separate because we had a fun night the other night um, at Bethel, and it was just absolutely an amazing dream and whatnot. So, yet right now, this is where I'm at, and it's a Friday, the weekend, on my 81st century, right before my 33rd, coming up next week, and just taking it one day at a time and just making it happen, and just keeping music in my life, watching videos, just doing, keeping myself, involved, and keeping myself, clarity. Because sometimes there's that chemo brain where you lose that train of thought or word, and it's like, yep, I have chemo brain. Perfect excuse for that. Yet, but it's definitely something that I have to keep and concentrate and keep it going, keep it real. So, and as always, when you wake up every day, and to wrap this up, when you wake up every day, it's a win. Okay. You raise the bar for that day. Be inspired. Do, you know, do what you mainly do when you're at work, or, enjoying some time off with your family or relatives or friends that are definitely going to be there for you. So, and I have that, with it. And always always love. You have to love yourself daily for it. And I had that unconditional love. So, and I love myself daily because, I'm doing it, I'm doing what I have to do, you know. So besides raising a bar, obviously I'm bringing this in one line. In fact, another classic's going to be coming out, in at this time right now during the day, it's going to be shown, but The Odyssey's going to be coming out. I hear that's going to be a great movie, but I'm reflecting back in the older times with Gladiator, and I'm going to use brothers and sisters, okay? And what we do in life echoes in eternity, because that in that eternity, we have a legacy, and that creates a legend, which will be a tribute in the near future for us all. Be a tribute to me, be a tribute from me to you. That'll be a tribute, and the light, the love, the passion. You know, it's obviously it's a good mix with it. So, and then obviously keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars. You know, there's always hope out there. And not only that, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Be inspired. I hope that you see these videos, these entries that I've done since last April of 2025. Um, I hope they're very, inspirational, aspirational, and valid. I'm going to throw a couple words to you, right now, because when you have days certainly like that, keep this in mind. You are valuable. You are valid. And not only that, you're adored, admired, you know, from the strength within. And definitely be inspired like I am, and make it all happen. So, it's just a amazing thing just to live another day. And you know what? We are living another day, and that's a win. So don't forget that. Otherwise, here I am on a Friday, just relaxing, chilling out, and just doing what I do do the most. So bringing inspiration and checking in and making things happen. And that's really that little report. And don't forget, also take the time to process the information. Don't make it a rush because it's not the end of the world yet. Because you'll be able to see the next few days. So, and on that note, I'm going to say my farewell for now until we meet again. And with a lot of peace, a lot of love, friendship, abundant. Always love yourself every time, folks. You know, so this is Chuck Martin from CGM3 Productions saying have a great day with peace, love, and everything else in between. We will chat soon and see you later.